グレートですよ、こいつは。
Yo, what's up, Blake? Congratulations on being first. Nice. Nothing much. Trying something new. Besides the game I'm in. Trying splitting the music between YouTube and Twitch so that the music pops up on Twitch but not YouTube. And currently it's working. They're giving people some more time to get in here. Gonna be doing some gaming news, some mental health, and just some guilty gear. Some gaming news I meant to do last week, but just didn't get the chance to. Not really much has happened since then, so. Here's hoping my internet doesn't cut out this time. But I'll get started after this ad ends. But should be right about now, actually, surprisingly. Yeah, there we go. All right.
No more heroes, it's hero making. You catch nobody but yourself. Nothing less to do.
Travis, it's kill or be killed.
Whoop. Yo, what's up, Blade? And everybody else who happened to be waiting through that starting soon screen. I really appreciate you guys being here. Today is Monday, brand new week, brand new day. So, and as you guys know, every Monday we do have a mental health discussion. Today's discussion isn't going to be super long, nor is it going to be super complicated. It's just mainly going to be more so of a reminder just to take care of yourself, just to make sure you're taking time out the day to get some rest, to recover, to drink some water, exercise, stretch, especially if you're a little older. Those things get harder to do the more you don't do them as you get older. What they say, motion is lotion. As long as you're moving, as long as you're taking care of yourself, sometimes you'll feel a lot younger than you are. And of course, if you don't have time for yourself, you really just don't have time for anything. And I think that's something that a lot of people forget about in this day and age. But I'm good, Blade. Like I said before, I hope you're the same, but you might not have been able to hear me because of the ads. The ads get pretty wild. But that's mainly going to be the main theme of today is self-care. Because it's so important, but it's something that we kind of throw to the wayside as we get older. I'm good. Ads do be loud. Yeah. I wish Twitch would have like a different ad system, kind of the way similar like other platforms do it. Like the way YouTube does it, or well, let me not say the exact way YouTube does it, but I wish more people would just use banner ads. Like banner ads would just make so much more sense here instead of stopping the live stream and having a screen full of ads to the point where you gotta miss everything and you gotta re-pick up a conversation. I think that would have worked so much better here on Twitch, and most people wouldn't even be as mad as they are. Or at the very least, maybe like a 15-second, 30-second ads. But you want me to stop for like 3 minutes worth of ads, especially like pre-rolls? What's up, Wolf? Yeah, this was a crazy anime, like especially like when I first saw it. Insane. But yeah, I'll be playing random music today. So if you guys hearing stuff that's all over in genres, it's because I don't have a playlist set up yet. So we're just doing it live. We're just swinging it. I'm using Tidal. I don't know if any of you guys use Tidal, but if you're someone who listens to music frequently in headphones and cares about music quality, I'd recommend it. At the very least, if you have a friend who has a family plan, trying it out on theirs, because you get up to 5 extra accounts. That red Kill Bill jumpsuit on. You know what's funny is this is like orange, but due to the lighting, it makes it look red. Because I guess he's in the background over here. But yeah, that's today we're gonna be. Well, today we kind of already discussed mental health, but yeah, besides that, we're gonna be discussing some gaming news and then playing some Guilty Gear, some heavily modded Guilty Gear. Just because the game is really fun since they fixed the matchmaking. If you guys don't know, the matchmaking used to work on like a floor system, and it made it really inconvenient to try and actually rank up and go through and like play people, which led to a lot of downtime in between matches. And whenever that happens, it becomes like a chore to play the game, so that whenever you do get a match, the stakes are automatically higher because the moment you win or lose, you gotta go right back to waiting. And it was just bad for everybody. Yeah, what's up, Ricky? What's up, Rayvon? Appreciate y'all hopping in. Thank you guys so much for being here. I was playing some Dead Zone the other day. Yeah. I got 2 of my friends on, and one of them is hooked. He has a bad roguelike addiction, so whenever he finds a good one, he's just in there automatically. You should check out Into the Unwell. I don't know if you guys have heard about that game, but that game's really fun. I enjoyed Dead Zone. I don't know, streaming it was a little tricky for me, but I think because that day my internet was bad, so I can't tell if it was slowing down because the game isn't as well optimized, but it played smoothly for me. It's just that on stream, because of Xfinity having an outage, I was getting like less than 3,000 kilobits per second to actually like stream properly. So everything looked slow, the quality was really bad, and then my internet actually did cut off. And I was like, you know what, that's it today. That's it today. But the game was fun. I really enjoyed the game. Like it is really nice. The shooting felt smooth. The item names are cool, and just the different mechanics. Like it seems simple, but it has a lot of depth to it from what I'm seeing. I just wish it was a lot more uniform in the runs, to where you weren't just doing one zone and you were going from like start to end. But I don't know if the game opens up later. Those are just my early impressions. And this speed just be killing the entire move, man. It's crazy, man, because I paid for gigabit internet and I have gigabit internet. But the way Xfinity be acting, I'd be like, dang, did I miss a payment? Just be randomly cutting off. Like the other day, I think a few weeks before that, our internet had randomly cut off, was working fine, it just randomly cut off. Come to find out, the internet cables that we have, like actually connecting us to their internet, yeah, somebody from Xfinity was turning on someone else's internet and our internet wasn't tagged. So they unplugged ours and plugged in the other person's internet. And so we were out of internet for like 2 days because of that. Which is insane. So we had to call somebody out here to come and fix that. And to come adjust it. And he actually properly tagged our line so that wouldn't happen again. When I tell you I hate Xfinity, man, if Xfinity has no haters, I am dead. Like, I like them, but I hate them just as much. Because a lot of my most inconvenient issues have come from being in Xfinity, but what can you do, right? We can only control what's in our control. Sometimes got to let things go, move forward. The past is the past. Learn, grow, and change. If I'm upset with my circumstances, got to find a way to fix them, right? But yeah, like a lot of these companies, they'll have what's called an availability time. So I don't think there's a single internet company out there that I know of currently that'll have a guaranteed 100% uptime rate. I think without a doubt, almost all of them have to go down at some point in time because they got to do maintenance and things, right? But this much, man, you don't really notice how much you use power, electricity, or internet in these things until they just shut down for a day. And you're just like, well, man. Oh, the speed. Yeah. Okay, yeah. The speed and availability, I know about that. Sometimes what they used to do is throttle your speeds as well. And a lot of the times they do that to certain people if your internet is above a certain plan. Like for some people, when they have unlimited data, what they really mean is you'll have a certain amount guaranteed to you. And then once you go over that amount, your internet will it'll still work, but it'll be extremely slow. Or they'll start throttling your speeds. Really weird how that stuff works. Really weird how that stuff works. But in other weird news, this is actually a good segue for the first article of the day. Roblox, what do I want to call it? Haven for Predators has just broken all-time concurrent user record despite the recent controversy. Despite being investigated by Chris Hansen, despite being exposed for banning predator hunters and not predators, Roblox is pushing past its higher user concurrent record of all time. Crazy. Crazy. If you have a kid in your life, be it a nephew, a son, a daughter, a niece, one of your brothers or sisters' kid. Well, yeah, I did say nephew and niece. I did say daughters and sons. Or grandsons, whatever it may be. A family friend. Whatever. If they're on Roblox, make sure you are watching what they are doing and who they are speaking with. Because this thing is full of predators. It's not even a joke. It's not even like a comedic moment. It used to be funny. It used to be some people like cracking jokes about it, but no, this is very real. This is a very real and active threat. But let's go on to see what's all going on here. Wish we could find a reason why this keeps breaking records. But following an orchestrated admin war between two of the most popular games in the platform's history, Roblox managed to hit a record-breaking 47.4 million concurrent players, making it the most used gaming platform of all time. Roblox has seen a number of breakout titles in recent years, and despite a controversy surrounding user safety, not to mention the CEO wanted to add a dating game to a children's title. I forgot about that. Oh my god. But yeah, so let me go on to read more of this. The game creation platform has cemented an impressive legacy for itself with this new achievement. Roblox originally made its debut in 2006. Jesus, it's that old? I forgot it went back this far. 2006? That's the 360 era. But has since grown to feature hundreds of user-produced games ranging from popular titles like Dress to Impress, Murder Mystery 2, and Volleyball Legends, among many others. And in 2025, the Roblox game Grow a Garden skyrocketed in popularity, taking the platform by storm. And now a recent competitor to that hit title, subsequent beef between the game's creators, has actually drawn in record-breaking player counts for Roblox. Swear, nothing motivates like spite. According to a LinkedIn post by Roblox strategy consultant James Perrell, data from an internal group known as OffPass shows a massive total of 47.4 million concurrent users on Roblox in Q3 2025, which marks the highest concurrent player count of all time on any gaming platform. Perrell points to a breakout hit Steal a Brain Rot and Grow a Garden as the two most engaging games, boasting 20 million and 21.1 million concurrent users, respectively, in Q3 2025. But the creators of the two games have fueled a so-called admin war with social media Gibbs? I wonder why they went with this here. But at one another and their respective games, which in turn fueled fan enthusiasm and drove player counts of Roblox to these record highs. Perrell applauded both titles and others on Roblox, stating that these developers are creating the content that keeps 47 million people engaged. Here's a chart. Jesus, this is how it went by quarter? So this just kind of exploded out of nowhere, it looks like. But the all-time highest concurrent player count record has come as a welcome celebration for Roblox, which has recently been embroiled in controversy surrounding concerns about player safety. A number of lawsuits against the Roblox Corporation by concerned parents and even the U.S. state of Louisiana have highlighted potential flaws in Roblox's safety features, which Perrell acknowledges as valid concerns. However, Perrell emphasized the importance of supporting the independent creators behind popular games like Grow a Garden and Steal a Brain Rot, and suggests that fans should avoid letting executive complications dampen the success of user-made content. So he's just hoping people ignore this problem. Yo! Oh, Wozy, thank you for the raid. I highly appreciate that. it's a lot. My apologies for everybody who had to experience that. Ooh, Sunshine, thank you so much for the follow. James, welcome in. Rosie, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Let me give you a shout out here. I forgot how to English for a second. Hope you guys are having a great day. Sorry for the overstimulation.
Who is this?
What were you playing, Wozy?
Don't you wander here without a... Get out
Oh.
of here. I wish you would go to my base. I would...
Oh, Lord, he was beating people in Power World in this clip. What were you playing today? Party animals. Okay. Oh, so this is just you then. Well, what I'm seeing here is what you were doing to people in Party Animals. Okay. Gunning people down in Fortnite, running people's pockets in Power World. Are you teabagging the NPC? Oh man. So so you built for the fade, huh?
J.Deep says, well, I'm guilty of something and it's desiring your gear to be grinded feverishly upon my body. Anywhere it can fit, it will go. Turn those gears everything but loose. Make me whole. Make me yours. Make me, redacted. Now lean all the way back and catch this glug glug gawk gurgle gurgle gulp.
All right, look. I can explain. I don't know if y'all want me to, but I can explain. For anybody new here who doesn't know. This is just what do they call it? A proclamation, a declaration of affection, a love. You know? It's just something that happens periodically. Like the sun rising and setting, the moon coming out, the sky being blue. You know, we got Jay professing his love. just one of those natural occurrences in life that that happens from day to day. But thank you all so much for being here, for taking the time out your day. What up, Tony? What up, Jay? What up, Lola? Boom. Matter of fact, let me get Boom and Tony they shout outs, just to make sure we're showing some love around here.
Yeah, boy.
If you guys could go through, check out these wonderful creators. Highly recommend them. They're high quality. They do a lot.
And when I feel I can't go on, you're coming home, cause it's me and me forever. Sarah,
Oh, y'all was serenading the stream.
for me, Sarah.
That's funny. But one of the best Destiny 2 players I know, plays a lot of horror games and is just very interesting and creative as a content creator. Definitely highly recommend checking out Boom, because what he does is it's just fun. It's just fun. One of the only people I know who can actually like have their just chatting screens on for like an hour, just going, just yapping and not being boring, which is a very underrated skill. It's a very underrated skill. Let me get the man's Tony a shout out too. But both of these guys are some shooters though. You running them in Call of Duty and like Fortnite, like what was he?
I'm kind of tapped out right now.
Oh,
But she beat my ass. I'm kind of tapped out. Don't do that, bro. Don't do that. Don't do it.
So how you feeling about The Last of Us 2, Tony?
See, burning the hell and you spit on my mans? You spit on him too? I'm gonna kill each and every one of you niggas. Everybody gotta go.
Some real killers, right? But yeah, they're both great people. Let me give Jay a shout out too, since we're here, because that man be building things. That man be building things, working on things, setting stuff up. Like the stuff he's been able to make has been really dope to see. So if y'all can check him out too, when y'all catch him live, it is a treat. The music he listens to, the way he's just working on stuff, it's very interactive, very dope. And a lot of people who end up making arts and crafts and like creating stuff don't always end up being the most responsive to chat, but he is. So that's always dope. That's always nice. But yeah, if y'all could go through, check out any one of these creators, you'll almost always be entertained. But for those who are new here, let me finally like tell you guys more about myself. Every Monday, we have a mental health discussion, some way, shape, or form, whether it's something as simple as self-care, which is the topic of today. Taking care of yourself, making sure you're drinking water, making sure you're getting at least like 6 to 7 hours of sleep if you can. Because if you don't have time for yourself, what do you really have time for? It's something a lot of people take for granted until they can't anymore. And you don't want to wait until that point. No one wants to have to go to constant hospital visits or wake up with back pains, have their knees constantly click when they get out of bed. These may be signs of aging, but if you take care of yourself as you get older, you may not necessarily have to deal with all of these things all at once. Not everybody is privileged enough to have the time to take care of themselves, but for those who do, a lot of us have more time to take care of ourselves than we would like to admit. Sometimes it might mean waking up 30 minutes or an hour earlier and stretching. Rage, it wasn't intentional. It wasn't intentional. Why are you always here when this happens? I'm definitely not beating the ageist allegations. But yeah, no, definitely sunshine, because like anything from like cutting off toxic family members to toxic people in your life, just to like pivoting out for certain things. Like if some people fall to the sunken cost fallacy, whether that be time, money, of putting so much effort into one thing, they're afraid to pivot into another thing, even though it may be better for them in the long run. Just a lot of different things, man. Anything that I think may help, or sometimes doing a discussion helps me get my mind in order and my mind right. Sometimes I don't feel like streaming. Sometimes I don't feel like getting out of bed, just like anybody else. But I think finding out what works for you in a way that works for you, because some people can give you advice, but not a lot of people can tailor advice to another person in a way they may need to hear it, which is another skill in itself. But these are all different things. But yeah, every Monday we do mental health, and I try to do gaming news like every day that we stream. Monday, Wednesday, Friday I stream, but anytime there's some gaming news going on, I try to cover it. This is actually the news from last week that I didn't get to, but not too much has happened since then, so we're just going through articles. But speaking of protecting your peace, taking care of yourself, apparently it finally happened. Well, this has been happening for I think a little longer than I'd like to admit, but a streamer has claimed that the First Descendant ads have used AI to make it look like he's promoting it. And he went on to say they stole his face and his likeness is being used without his permission. Now, if you guys don't know what the First Descendant is, it was I want to say like almost like a grindy like MMO, kind of like in the same vein as Destiny, where you had different characters to unlock, different pieces, different guns, different weapons. I wouldn't say like Destiny, but it's similar. Going through fighting enemies, getting gear, getting better loot, and then collecting materials to unlock different characters. And it's promoted by Nexon, which if you aren't familiar, Nexon is a really greedy company. Like Nexon is a greedy company. They made MapleStory, they made Combat Arms, they made they published Dragon Ball, Dungeon Fighter Online, which is still one of the hugest MMOs to this day, but they're known for being greedy and for charging people as much money as possible. Mabinogi, Vindictus, if you played any of those MMOs. Shinobi Art of Vengeance Deluxe Edition lets you start playing tonight, so maybe you pick that up and just stream that off schedule tomorrow. I'll definitely be looking into it. Yeah, it's very fun if you like grindy games, and it's extremely fun if you like Gunnar games because of the jiggle physics. But it was a good time when I played it. But yeah, they're in hot water now because they're using AI to make it look like this creator is actually promoting them. But over the weekend, which was the weekend before last week, a series of ads promoting the game appeared on TikTok via the official First Descendant account. Now, these ads all show a streamer talking about the game, but Reddit user I Hardly Try Hard, that's a funny name, gathered some of the ads and posted a montage of them, pointing out that all the streamers appear to be voiced by AI. It was then pointed out that the first of the videos in the montage appears to show streamer Daniel the Demon, but that his voice appeared to be different. Now Daniel the Demon has stated that the videos have nothing to do with him, claiming that his likeness has been used without his permission, which is unfortunate. And after a story about the clips was posted on Game Central TikTok, Daniel the Demon replied in the comments saying, "I have no affiliation or contract with the First Descendant. They stole my face and reactions from my most viral video and used AI to change what my mouth says in a voice that isn't mine. I did not consent for my likeness to be used." You can see it. Hold on. This is the clip. Let me pause the music. Oops. Like, you hear the way this sounds? Like that was supposedly him. They statement about weird ass because they had an act. Yeah, that's in this article, Rage. I'm getting to it. We're actually about to get into that now. But he went on to say these AI ads make me sad and worried about the future of the game, and someone's put 2,000 hours into the First Descendant as well as a small content creator I've known. The First Descendant isn't doing the best, but I've always thought they would survive off skin sales for quite a while. See, they know. But seeing all these AI ads really makes me question how soon the First Descendant's end of service is coming. If you spend any time at all on TikTok watching the content, you more than likely have seen some of these AI ads. But yeah, let's go on and see the actual spot we're going to. Oh wait, is this not the right one? I could have sworn this was a follow-up article. Let me double check. No. But yeah, they went on to release a statement about weird ads because they had to add a competition for their player community and players just started taking other people. Oh wait, I think that's literally this. I'm skipping past all the context. In the first AI ad, they used a real streamer's likeness by using AI image to vid, and I believe they've done this without their consent. They even went as far as to attempt to clone his voice, albeit very poorly from the comparisons. Paired from his original videos, I believe the script for this ad is also AI written, obviously AI voiced. Second, third, and fourth ads use entirely AI generated people, AI videos, AI voices, and most likely AI scripts. Also, in previous instances where AI ads have been discussed there on Twitter, lots of people expressed doubt that this is done by the First Descendant accounts on TikTok due to the ads not showing up when you go to the official TikTok account. The way TikTok handles ads is that they don't show up on accounts' homepages. You can only see them as the ad while scrolling and then clicking on an account to go to their homepage to confirm it's the official account. And then they went on to say that the streamer believed that they deleted the ads because he went to the First Descendant TikTok page and they weren't there. But that's simply because of how TikTok handles the videos that are made to be ads, not because the First Descendant actually removed them. Another thing to note is if you favorite an ad on TikTok, it only shows up in your favorites on the mobile version of TikTok and hidden on the desktop and PC versions. But yeah, apparently the one who's in control of the First Descendant TikTok accounts is aware of the backlash against the AI ads and has gone on their way to ignore and hide it. They've been deleting and re-uploading the AI videos whenever they get too much backlash in the comments. When I went searching for the videos to grab for this, all of them were posted in the last 2 days. However, I know for certain that they have been in circulation for far longer. And they used to have far more comments on them calling out the use of AI. The original comments were how I found out that they were stealing the first streamer's likeness for that ad. Their fix was they stopped reposting the ads and just linked the original post that they would go to who originally posted. TikTok even stepped in to help them remove their stolen content. Yeah, so this is just a crazy situation all around then. That's crazy to see that this happened. Kind of wild. But let's see what we have here. And more positive news. Oh wait, there's more to this. There was more to this. I forgot this is not the original article. Let me see if we can find here. This was the context I was missing. I forgot I clicked on another article. Yeah, okay. Part of their marketing campaign for Season 3 Breakthrough, we recently ran a creative challenge program for TikTok creators, which allowed them to voluntarily submit their content to be used as advertising materials. And they're verified through TikTok system and check copyright violation. Yeah, okay. I knew I was missing something. I was like, wait a second. This doesn't look like the original article I read. And it wasn't. My bad. But yeah, like I was saying, the more positive news, I'm sure you guys have seen, because this is one of the biggest announcements that we saw at a Gamescom. Hollow Knight Silk Song finally getting a release date. coming out next month in September 4th at that, which was announced by Team Cherry, of course, the team working on it. The original Hollow Knight was a big hit with the gorgeous 2D action platformer successfully blending Metroidvania elements with the brutal difficulty associated with Souls-like games. Fans have been eagerly anticipating the follow-up ever since Hollow Knight Silksong was first announced in 2019. And now the long wait is nearly at an end. But when you saw that release date, he was like, oh, I know. Man, like, this is really exciting because apparently what took them so long working on the game wasn't like any big crazy hangups. They were just having too much fun making the game. Like, one of the creators, like, the people who worked on it are a small team. Like, the first Hollow Knight game was made only by 3 people. And I think they've added and expanded slightly, but nothing too crazy, nothing too big. But one of the biggest reasons for the game taking so long, the creators was like, yeah, we just kept finding so many different things to draw and add to the game for 7 years. But while there are occasional updates over the years, Team Cherry mostly went radio silent when it came to Hollow Knight Silksong after its announcement. The game would pop up every now and then to confirm a new platform. Scope creep is a bitch. I agree with you. But that was about it. Many events would come and go with no Hollow Knight Silksong news to the point where the game became a meme. But that all changed with Gamescom. Hollow Knight Silksong was 100% confirmed for 2025 during opening night, of course. Let me see if there's anything else here because we already pretty much know. Oh, it's going to be on day 1 on Game Pass Ultimate as well, so subscribers should mark their calendars accordingly. So if you have Game Pass, you'll be able to play it. Here's the trailer for anybody who may not have seen it. Let me watch this on YouTube. Oops, is it not going to full screen? There we go. This game has such a unique art style, man. I'm just happy everybody who's been waiting 7 years for this game is finally going to get to play it. I mean, yeah, you know what I mean, Rage. The art style, the franchise as a whole. I'm not gonna say it hasn't been done before, but if you get a screenshot of Hollow Knight put up, you know it's Hollow Knight. Because people thought this game was never coming. That's how long it was taking. Because nobody heard anything. I think that's probably the one thing they could have done better. Is promote the game a little more. But yeah, September 4th. All right. But that's really going to be most of the Hollow Knight news. Nothing too crazy. We got a new Halloween game announced. All right, as in speaking of game announcements, right? Something coming up, oh God, English, coming out of nowhere. A new Halloween game has been announced by Asymmetric Multiplayer Specialist Studio. I think it's a double-edged kind of thing. Anytime they would say anything, there would be like minutes of excitement and like 2 weeks of complaint articles and posts would take it forever. Yeah, that's true. Gamers are some of the most impatient people on the planet. That's what also was one of the Cyberpunk's issues. The executives rushing it and the community rushing it. I mean, look at Deadlock. Valve's game that they were developing and trying to work without people leaking it. Somebody leaked it in Discord to their friends. That's all it takes. Everybody started noticing it, started seeing it. We want to play it now. We want to play it now. And then you show them gameplay. They start playing it. They're like, this game isn't finished. They're like, yeah, we know. Because y'all couldn't wait for it to be done. It's like, especially with like the leak from Insomniac. When the Wolverine game got leaked and people were seeing gameplay they weren't supposed to see. And people were like, oh, this looks awful. With the GTA 6 leaks. When they weren't even halfway done. I think that was at that point the game didn't even have a release date. people were leaking gameplay about it. And then people were just sitting there like, yo, this looks awful. And I'm like, yeah, you're not supposed to be seeing any of this. Like, it got so bad, people had to pull up footage of different games. Like, Borderlands 2 looked completely different 2 weeks from its release compared to the day it actually came out. It's like people don't want to give these developers time and resources they need to actually finish working on the game. And it's not everybody. But there's always that vocal minority that's just like way too loud about everything. Way too impatient. But yeah, so a new Halloween game is in the works at Ilphonic, which, if I remember correctly, is a developer specializing in asymmetric multiplayer titles. Which, what else have they worked on? Predator Hunting Grounds, Killer Clowns from Outer Space, Arcade Geddon, which I think is still alive because I played that not too long ago. It's actually a nice little niche game. The problem is, oh yeah, I don't know how I missed the Ghostbusters game. Just did not see that. I saw these first two and immediately tunnel vision down here. But I didn't personally play the Ghostbusters game, but I'm gonna take your word for it, Rage. But Killer Clowns from Outer Space was cool. I think it had potential. It just kind of fizzled out after a while. Predator Hunting Grounds still, especially with how popular the Predator IP is right now. I think if they went back to working on it and do something big, something could happen. But I think with this new Halloween announcement, I wouldn't get my hopes up. Friday the 13th, the game. Evolve. Well, Evolve was probably mostly developed by Turtle Rock. And I think Ilphonic just helped them work on it. Turtle Rock being one of the studios that worked on Left 4 Dead with Valve. But yeah, I'm not gonna be super pessimistic about this, but they do not have the best batting average. People are still making that we got X before GTA 6 jokes with the Silk Song. They confirmed it's like, duh, yeah. I know exactly which skin you're talking about. But this is apparently an upcoming project that is currently targeting a 2026 release date for multiple platforms. Over the years, John Carpenter's Halloween franchise has appeared in everything from Dead by Daylight and Fortnite to several Call of Duty games. However, standalone games based on the IP have been few and far in between. After Halloween was released for the Atari 2600 in 1983, it took over 35 years for another such title to materialize. And this finally happened in October 2024 when Boss Team Games debuted Retro Realms Halloween, launched as DLC for its Retro Realms platform. At the time, the publisher said it was working on another title, that being this title, Halloween the Game, which then got revealed at Gamescom 2025. The upcoming project has now at least been unveiled, though not by Boss Team, but Ilphonic, which is a Colorado-based studio specializing in asymmetric multiplayer games based on popular film franchises. It's still called Halloween the Game. The upcoming title was treated to a 2-minute reveal during the Gamescom 2025, so just like a little teaser. While seemingly rendered in-engine, the video isn't really of the gameplay variety, but instead focusing on establishing the game's setting, while also serving as an intense introduction to Michael Myers, which is the antagonist of the long-running slasher film franchise. I'm gonna skip the trailer. It's really not much being shown at all. But the Texas Chainsaw Massacre developer Gun Interactive will be co-publishing Halloween. This is where I got worried. Because for anybody who's played the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game, that game started out really well, but the developer behind it, that being Gun Interactive, has been making a lot of strange choices by not listening to the community and making a bunch of changes nobody wanted. Then when they got called out on the changes, instead of averting anything or actually taking anything into consideration, they doubled down and started making fun of the critics. Supermassive needs to do QTE games for these horror icons of the formats seem to die fast. Yeah. We need something, man. We need something. Because Dead by Daylight pretty much has been the only asymmetrical multiplayer horror game that's gone for this long, which is an anomaly in the space. Because if Friday the 13th, the game was still around, I think they'd still have some competition and both games would be better. But because of that lawsuit Friday the 13th caught, due to the legal battles going on between the IP, that's why that game ended up having to shut down. They couldn't release any more content for it legally. Which is unfortunate, then. But it's apparently a 1 versus many stealth horror experience that pays homage to the John Carpenter's slasher classic. Players will be able to stalk denizens of Haddonfield as Michael Myers will work together as civilians to protect one another by alerting authorities before it's too late. I do wonder if you're going to be able to fight back. Because it's not like people don't fight back in the movies. I just wonder if they're gonna go full on Halloween Resurrection and have Busta Rhymes karate kicking that man Michael Myers through a window. Jesus, that movie was so terrible, but that's one of my favorite Halloween movies. Just because, like, what was Busta Rhymes doing in that movie? You know, it's always funny. My favorite genre, I think, of actor is an actor ending up in a movie they had no business being in. And that one stint of, like, popular, like, rappers or different artists ending up in movies. Like Ice Cube and Anaconda. What was it? LL Cool J in Halloween. Busta Rhymes in Halloween. I want to say Common was in a horror movie, but I'm not sure. Common was just in a lot of different movies. Like, why was Common in Wanted and John Wick Part 2? And why is he good? Why is he a good actor? I'm not mad at him for it. It's just so surprising. I had Ice Cube being in Ghost of Mars. I think, what was it? Redman being in Seed of Chucky. Kelly Rowland and Freddy vs. Jason. Like, that was hilarious to me, man. That was hilarious to me. I think if it counts scary movie, Wu-Tang was in there. But nah, let me see that. You like Killer Clowns from Outer Space? It was a fun game. I think it definitely could have done more. But Ilphonic partnered with Compass International Pictures and said, I'm sorry, and Further Front to ensure a faithful recreation of the 1978 original. From the iconic locations to the soundtrack that draws directly from the first film score, the developer aims to deliver a maximally immersive experience for Halloween fans. Having said as much in a prepared statement designed primarily as an asymmetrical multiplayer horror title, the game will also support solo play. Its story mode will offer similar gameplay experience just using bots in place of other players. New Halloween game is currently targeted in 2026 release, having so far been confirmed for PlayStation 5, Series S and X, and PC. So this is going to be only a current gen title, no last gen titles, no last gen stuff, no PS4, no Xbox One, which is a good thing. An upcoming title will mark Ilphonic's 5th game in 6 years, following Predator Hunting Grounds, Arcageddon, Ghostbusters Spirit Unleashed, and Killer Clowns from Outer Space the game. A current skin of Jamie Lee Curtis fighting back by throwing her empty Activia yogurt cup at him. Oh god. That'd be funny. I do wonder if we'll see like different NPCs and different classics here. Like different people. Like Dr. Loomis. I don't think they'll be able to add Dr. Loomis though, without using like AI or previously recorded voice lines. If it was previously recorded voice lines, I don't think I'd be upset at that as long as it's done tastefully. Because it'd be kind of hard to do a Halloween game without a type of Dr. Loomis or a doctor figure. Be like having Jason without his grandma there. Freddy without his arch nemesis. Which I think for a little bit was Nancy, if I remember correctly. Let's see here. What else we got for you guys today? I don't know if anybody's still been playing it, but Monster Hunter Wilds, if anybody's been wondering how the game has been doing financially, the sales apparently did not meet their expectations, Capcom's expectations. Which, according to Capcom, one of 2025's best-selling new AAA games, Monster Hunter Wilds, like the article stated, the headline, did not meet the internal sales expectations the publisher had set for the title. And this week, Monster Hunter's Ryozo Tsujimoto recently appeared on the Gamescom opening night live stage alongside Final Fantasy's Yoshi P to unveil an exciting new Final Fantasy XIV crossover coming to Monster Hunter Wilds. The crossover is bringing rideable Chocobo and other familiar Final Fantasy creatures like the iconic Cactars into Monster Hunter Wilds as part of the title update 3 next month. Monster Hunter Wilds was one of the earlier AAA games to come out this year, and when it did, it broke Capcom's launch sales records. Which is kind of crazy that it didn't meet sales expectations, but somehow broke a launch sales record. Aren't game sales expectations like every living person has brought a copy kind of weird now, though? Yeah, you know how it is with companies and corporations. Everything has to go up. Capitalism. If you're breaking records, we gotta break more records. It's like that Kobe Bryant commercial where he's like, are you a different animal while being the same beast? And he's like, but I already broke records. What am I supposed to do? More records. That's really how these companies are being treated. But it's always a little weird because certain companies, their expectations, they have to meet a certain number to be financially feasible, right? To break even, obviously to make a profit. But then there's the other side of that where some people have performance metrics they need to hit to actually consider their game successful after the initial sales windows. Plus, depending on when a company drops a game in its fiscal year, determines what's going to be reported for that year for the actual profits and things of that nature, which is one of the reasons people think this game was rushed so much. A popular fan theory is that Capcom had to kind of rush this one out the door before their fiscal year ended because it was going to end soon. So people were like wondering if that might be the reason why it released in a not so pleasant state. But yeah, they get extremely weird when you have sales holders. So this article goes on to explain a little bit more about that and kind of gives us a peek behind the curtain. But over 10 million copies of Monster Hunter Wilds were sold in its first month, with 8 million of those sales occurring in the game's opening 3 days. And the months following, Monster Hunter Wilds remained in the #1 spot on charts to above other major releases like Assassin's Creed Shadows, Split Fiction, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered. All pretty good games. Until Assassin's Creed Shadows overtook it just recently, when 2025 comes to a close, there's a strong chance that Monster Hunter Wilds could still hold a top five spot in the charts. But Capcom isn't satisfied with Monster Hunter Wild sales. And a surprising twist, it turns out Capcom isn't happy with the overall sales despite the games breaking the publisher's record. In a new quarterly financial call, see, here's the problem. Capcom expressed that while it was very satisfied with Monster Hunter Wild's initial launch, the game's longer-term sales over the months following have fallen short of the publisher's expectations. Considering Monster Hunter Wilds is largely treated as an ongoing live service experience, that's what the problem is. It makes sense for Capcom to expect even more sales post-launch as more updates and new content roll out the game. So I think what they were expecting here is to keep following that momentum into an upward trend, but they must have stagnated, and I'm pretty sure the game also started dropping off a little bit. Yeah, it didn't grow. It didn't do what World did. And to be fair, I don't think any other Monster Hunter game is going to be able to do what World did. World brought in a lot of people who had never touched a Monster Hunter game before, because World was really something special. World was different. World was unique. Plus the crossovers they had was a large reason for that too. Like, it had a Street Fighter crossover, it had a Devil May Cry crossover, it had a Witcher 3 crossover when Witcher 3 was really hot at the time. And it's just treated as like a more mechanically deft and complex game. More so what long-term fans have been saying. Like, the mechanics in Wilds have been a little too streamlined for some people's taste, and a lot of people have been calling the game too easy. But to be fair, that's the same criticism they were giving World all those years ago. You know, time really, it does feel like a flat circle in moments like these. They thought they were Soul Calibur or some yeah. Yeah. But in the call, Capcom brought up its other major franchises like Devil May Cry and Resident Evil, stating that the sales of these franchises have seen a boost this year following the release of Devil May Cry Netflix show and a huge reveal of Resident Evil Requiem in June. According to Capcom, Monster Hunter Wilds has been enjoying similar sales boosts despite all the new improvements and content has been added to the game. Capcom plans to remedy this by continuing to push out its free title updates and also exploring different pricing strategies, which could mean discounts or appearance on gaming subscription services like Xbox Game Pass or PlayStation Plus in the future. The biggest problem with Monster Hunter Wilds, though, was when the game launched, especially now since there's way more competition than ever. It wasn't the game, I think. The game wasn't in the best state. It was poorly optimized. A lot of people were experiencing issues. A lot of people were experiencing crashes. A lot of people had to, if they were using the enhanced textures, it really wasn't as good for the performance you were losing. It just had a lot going on that rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, so a lot of them didn't come back. But with games like Split Fiction, even Assassin's Creed Shadows, which itself isn't the best game this year, but so many games came out, like 14,000 games came out last year. And with as many games and a new console coming out this year, it's more important than ever to get it right the first time, because so many people do not have the time, do not have the resources to buy multiple games. And so a lot of people have to commit to one thing. So if your game isn't immediately good, or people hear about your game having performance issues or not being optimized, they're probably going to pass on it. Or sometimes people are going to give it a shot, play it once, and if it doesn't immediately hook them, they're off and on to the next thing. It's really competitive. There are new games coming out every day. That's why games like Schedule 1 or Lethal Company or really any indie hit that's come out in the last few years have been such an anomaly, because there's so much competition nowadays. But that's going to do most of our gaming news for the day. I think now we're actually going to get into playing Guilty Gear. Just to give ourselves at least an hour to play. But it is crazy that there's so much competition going on with games. There's so many different games coming out and releasing every day. It's like, how much time do you really get to beat all of these? Especially if you have a full-time job too. And more things getting more and more expensive. It's hard, man. Let me change something real quick. Oh, Pete got an update. I wonder what they added to the game now. That's another game I was thinking of was Peak. Because this game seems like it came out of nowhere too. It's like it feels like another streamer game, but it actually is good. Mage Arena. I'm a little congested today.
Guilty Gear Strive. Convict. Drain. Who dares to enter the so high peace? Convict. Convict. Convict.
Oh, bear with me for a quick second, you guys. So I'm gonna have to add this as the game capture, I think, so I can stretch this out properly. And then stretch it. Transform. Put the screen this way. And then we'll just have to stretch it like this. Oh, that's not gonna work. All right. Do one of these. That's crazy. All right, we're gonna figure this out. All right. So what if I adjust it this way and then this is the only problem with having an ultra wide
Config.
is if this game doesn't have native ultra wide support, then we get situations like these. Oops. Where did my OBS go? All right, did this fix it? I think almost, right? Properties. I think almost, but... Oh, brother. Okay, so let me go back here. So that's funny, this pops up here, but... Okay. Okay. I'm like trying to eyeball it. I think that should be it. Okay. I think this will have to work. Oh no. Okay, yeah, no, this definitely did not work. This definitely did not work. Honestly, might not be able to play it this way, funnily enough.
Who dares to enter the mayhem?
Okay, so
Johnny.
let me do one of these, right?
Kai Keith.
Going to attempt to fix this here.
It took me 10 years to find the answer something I forgot about it in 2 seconds. That's about it.
Okay, so that doesn't work. Yeah, and then stretching that isn't gonna do anything good. Okay, so it's over here. What I'm trying to figure out is how do I get this correct? Because I want to stretch it, but I also like, if I fit it to screen, it'll be black bars on both sides. And then that doesn't work. Let me double check something, see if there's like an ultra wide mod I can get going. Let me see here. If this game does have an ultra wide mod, it may be in one spot, but if not, might not be able to actually play this. We're trying though.
It took me 10 years to find the answer something. I forgot about it in 2 seconds. I don't have anything that's really important to me. That's why everything is beautiful.
I'm over here trying to find a fix. Let me see. Okay. You know, it's crazy because like you would think more games would support ultra wide, which a lot of them do. But every once in a while you'll catch a fighting game that doesn't. Like Guilty Gear, it works fine off stream. The only problem is I'm trying to get it to display properly in OBS, which is the issue. Worst comes to worst, we might end up having to play something different. If I can't find a fix here. Because apparently there was a fix and then they just never updated the actual fix. Let me double check. And let me just mute the game for now. Just so you guys don't constantly hear that in your ear. Okay. So we're gonna have to experiment with this. All right. We'll get back to the main menu. The only hard part is getting rid of this black bar on the side. And then borderless doesn't fix it either. Okay, so let's see here. What I want to see is why on this screen it's not stretched, but on the other screen it is. Like, what if I just move it like this? Does this fix it magically? Both sides having that same gap. All right, this is like the part of streaming that a lot of people don't end up seeing, the part where things break and you kind of gotta like work with what you're given. We're trying. We're trying. I'm trying to see if like there's a way I can layer both. But probably not. Yeah, no, I don't think that would work. Yo, Sprinkles, what's up? What's up? We're just experiencing some technical difficulties today with this specific game. So I'm trying to see if I can fix it. If only I could widen it like... Oh, actually. I appreciate that. Thank you. Wanting to say hi and dropping by. I'm trying to like line this up just right. This seems to maybe have barely worked. Bruh. Wait, I hope your work day goes by quickly and you aren't stuck being there all day. Hmm. Bruh. Yeah, so we gotta cover this. Alright, so I gotta do one of these. I think this is how it's gotta be. How does this look really weird for you guys? Is there like any big black bars? I think there's one on the right here actually. I don't think this works. Unfortunately. Yeah, so it looks like this game unfortunately is gonna be a bust. Because even if I have it like this, there's just gonna be two bars on those both sides of the screen, yeah. Yeah. Because then even if we do game capture, and then do this, I think that we're gonna get the same issue. Yeah, because if we go back here, it'll be the same thing. Maybe not? Let me see something real quick. Yeah, that's the screen partially cut off. Yeah, so it's just not gonna work. All right. So we're gonna have to come up with a new overlay idea for different games like these, I guess. Unfortunately. Well, that's fine. We tried it. So let me go back here real quick. Fortunately, I think that's as far as we're gonna get with that. I guess we'll play Tekken instead. Or something. Let me see. Let's see. Give me 1 second to switch this stuff around, y'all. Because what I might do is, even though the black bars are there, I might switch some stuff around for now. Let me just double check this. Let me just sort of display capture. Right, so this should still work. And I think what I'll just end up doing is just launching the game and just playing it in the condition it's in right now. Just because I don't think I can entirely pivot to something else right now. And then I'll just fix it the next time. So this is just what I have to do for now. Oh God. Hey yo. I have no idea why the game booted like this. It's like awful. Let me see if I can fix it real fast. It's always interesting, like when these things happen, because it's always at the worst time possible. I can't even see the menu. Oh no. Okay, so we're gonna like try navigating it by. All right, here's literally the start button for settings. I have no idea what I just clicked into. The replay theater. No, we can't do that. Hey yo. I guess this is kind of FX almost. Let me see how bad the screen is stretched. Oh God. Let me unmute the game. Sound settings. Oh wait, wrong sound settings. All right, so what if we do this, but display it as a game capture instead of display capture, right? And it's so weird because I feel like it's like one fix away from working.
Convict.
Oh god. Move this out the way.
Convict. Drain. Who dares to enter the mayhem?
Yeah, not sure why it displays this way with the big giant bar on the left side. It seems to be the problem unique to this game too. I've never had this happen in any other game.
Kai Keys.
The struggles, yeah, man. The struggles just to play guild. First it was a matchmaking, then they fixed the matchmaking. Now I can't actually play the game. Fortunately, might have to just not stream Guilty Gear. I can play it just fine in the resolution, but I can't stream it for some reason. Like, this is the closest thing I think to a fix that I have. But because of like the way OBS is settled, the resolution is all screwed up. So it's like, I can see everything fine, but half the screen is cut out for you guys due to the way it's sized. So I think maybe if I go back into the other screen and resize the program, it'll work. Like, what if I try like one of these, right? Get it like halfway here and then just stretch it. But then if we just stretch it, this happens because it doesn't go anywhere, right? But then if we try it like this way, same thing. It's like we have to make it unnecessarily big just due to how the sources work, because it just won't let you stretch it. Maybe if like we move it up here first. Like, this is, I think, the only way this works. Because I can't just crop it, I don't think. Or maybe. If I edit transform. Yeah, because even if I want to crop it, it moves it like this here. We're trying though. Yeah, no, that doesn't work. Wait, what about this? Almost? Does this work?
Who dares to enter enter the mayhem.
I need to take a call. You over here breaking shit? We're trying to fix things. I guess you gotta break things before you fix them. It's just because of how this game's resolution works versus how OBS's canvas works. I'm trying to see if I can get the game to display properly, but this game, I'm just now finding out, does not like to play nice with OBS specifically. Like this would be I think the most playable it's gotten thus far. But yeah, nah. All right, let me do something real quick. You guys are gonna need a black screen for like 2 seconds, but we're gonna try adding a source. Funnily enough, the one thing we were using was display capture. What I'm trying to see is like, maybe I could stretch it. We're gonna try. We will try. So we're gonna try it like this here. It's like if I could stretch it across without it going everywhere, this would be fine. But like this is gonna happen regardless. With the source dimension instead of auto. Let me try that again. Because then you go to transform, edit transform, right? Oh God. Yeah, okay, so you see it? Yeah. Like seeing it just transform like this. We're trying though. This is like the ultra ride struggle. I always manage to find like the one thing that doesn't work. But it's fine. This is perfectly fine. It's like, do we play it with it stretched or do we play it with it super small? It's like right now, this has been the closest I've been able to get. With it like this. And there's still like more than half the HUD missing. It's like, I wish they would just let me grab the edges and stretch them out. Which I know that's not how it works. But I just wish. Like, what if we do one of these, right? Oh, those are just me. That was just me modding the game. So I was modding Deadlock. I was modding Street Fighter. I was modding Tekken and Guilty Gear. So that was me testing mods more than anything. Yo, what up, Shaggy? Currently trying to see if this game is going to work or continuously like break. Trying to get Guilty Gear playable on stream, but as you can see, this is what we're dealing with right now. Apparently, like normally I do, and it was working fine off stream and displaying fine. The problem is all of a sudden everything decided to break. Like you see how the menu and everything is fine? But normally if I have like ultra wide issues, it'll be mainly just due to something completely different. But like here, for some reason, everything's cut off. But literally here in that same vein, everything displays properly.
Convict.
But like, I keep having to adjust the in-game resolution. But when I'm doing outside the game to see if it works. Because even at like 2560 or 3440, gives me the same issues. Like this is the highest it'll go. It's a little archaic. And let's say I set it to auto. That's pretty much what we end up with. So it's either we end up with a huge gap on the left side or on the right side, or it ends up having to display like this. Which is probably the closest thing we're going to get to ideal. So I'll be doing some testing off stream. I think this is going to be the closest we're going to have to get to being able to play this game. Funnily enough. Window 1080? Oh, let's see. Okay, that might fix it. Let me see.
Convict.
Thought I might have set to that, but it might not have. Or might have been switching between resolutions too fast for it to like changed. Then you can window capture? Yeah. Let's see here. Let's do 1980 by 1920 by 1080, see if that works. The 2560 might be throwing it off. Oh god. Hey, it's one of those games too, because this game came out back in 2021. It's one of those where every time I switch the resolution and go full screen and windowed, everything changes. So it looks like borderless window does this, but if I do full screen, maybe it doesn't. Is this finally gonna work? I think that might be it. How's it looking for you guys now?
Who dares to enter the mayhem?
Oh god. Okay, hold on. Let me go back into sources. Actually, let me do this here. Close that. And then sources. This is only guilty your game you own. That's funny. Okay, so let's go back to display capture. Hey, yo. I hate when it does this when I'm out of game. Let me just do fit the screen. And then tab back in. I didn't know you didn't own this Guilty Gear, Rage. What made you not buy it? Oh, this is funny. This is hilarious. So now it's like way too zoomed in. What the heck? This game wants more than anything to just break. So what if I do one of these with the game as it currently is? Almost. Okay, so it was transform. Let me make sure these are twinning. How does this happen?
Config.
It's insane. Yeah, we're just gonna have to wait on that. So I'm gonna have to do some testing off stream to see if I can get this right.
Guilty Gear.
Funnily enough, I think that was gonna be most of the time, if not majority of it. So I need to give myself some time to actually troubleshoot this. I have to figure out a solution off stream. I am sorry about that, guys. Literally was not expecting this. But you said you did the first one, second one, Suka X2 reload, Rev 2, XR sign. So I know plus R, which is accent core plus, and Rev 2 are two of the best older ones, if not the two best older ones. But very rarely have I run into a technical issue like this. This is crazy. So I'm gonna have to do some testing. I'm gonna have to figure out why this is happening and see if I can actually stream Guilty Gear. If not, we'll have to do another fighting game or a different game entirely. Because for the most part, it works. It's just that resolution issue. Just that resolution issue. We'll figure it out, though. I think the funniest part about it is that stuff like this only happens on days where like I get raided. And like everybody happens to be here. But we'll learn from this. We'll grow from this. We'll figure it out. We'll find a solution. If the solution happens to be not streaming the game, that'll be a solution. It may not be what I want, but it may have to be that solution. But I'm gonna do some more testing. What's the OBS canvas set to? So my OBS canvas is set to 3440 by 1440. Hence like the black bars at the top and bottom. That's why like I have the designs there. So I was trying to do a bunch of different canvases in Guilty Gear and in the canvas OBS itself. I'm sorry, no, my canvas is 936p. It's 936p. That's my resolution anyway. It's just since it's on an ultra wide, that's what happens.
Are you out of your mind?
Yeah, my apologies. I have to go. So to give you an idea, I stream at 936p, and then it's set up to where the bars at the top or bottom because I'm streaming on the ultra wide itself, which is what my original solution was. Works for every other game. It's just for Guilty Gear specifically since it has resolution issues. Yeah. I had to like fix that. I was like, wait, I'm saying this wrong. But I stream playing on my ultra wide, which is why the black bars are there. So like, yeah, I do hope we get some more ultra wide support for games like these because it is a growing market. It is a very niche market, but it is a growing market. I wish more developers implement it. So it's just something I gotta experiment with. I gotta see what works, what doesn't. It'll probably take me all day, but if I can figure out, cool. If not, I just won't be able to stream Guilty Gear. But I'm not gonna take up too much more of you guys' time with this. 45. So not 45, not 49, but 45. What's up, Nightmares? Appreciate you popping in. But yeah, we're gonna see who's live. Gonna do a quick raid out. Who is live currently? I think I'm gonna be raiding Cesar. He's playing rematch right now. So if y'all can show him some love and highly appreciate that. We're gonna figure this out. This will be solved by the next stream, so I'll let you guys know what we're playing the day of. If I can figure this out, it'll be Guilty Gear. If I can't, it'll be something else. But here's the first raid message for everybody sub to the channel, and the second raid message for everybody that isn't. And then, that all being said, just make sure you guys are taking care of yourselves. Like if you run into obstacles like I did today, don't let that stop you. If you can figure things out, sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. Sometimes you got to know when to walk away, when to leave things alone. And just move on, learn from it, grow from it. But that all being said, I'll catch you guys Wednesday. Hope you guys all take it easy. Have a wonderful day and a night. If you want to troubleshoot, buddy, I'd be happy to be in VC with you. I'll let you know, Rage. I got to see if I got time. If I got time, I'll pop in for sure. And I appreciate the help. Hugs, kisses, and laughs. Appreciate you.
Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
But yeah, catch you guys Wednesday.